Audi claims its new A6 is the most advanced, the most efficient and the most desirable car in its class. Basically what they're saying is it's better than all its rivals. But is it? To find out, I'm going to see how it measures up to the Mercedes E-Class and BMW 5 Series. So let's kick off with what's new about the Audi. In a word, everything. The A6 has been completely redesigned from the ground up and features a new chassis, revised engines and fresh bodywork, which, as you can see, looks absolutely stunning. It's exactly the same story here in the front too. Just look at that stunning sweeping dash. It actually resembles that on the super desirable A7 Coupe. What's more, everything feels very well built. In fact, I'm sure that Audi's engineers tighten their screws just that little bit tighter than anyone else does. As for standard equipment, it's very generous across the entire range. All cars get leather interior, parking sensors and satellite navigation. You can even upgrade the system to have Google Maps. As for the rest of the options, well, the list is so extensive. If you've got £6 burning a hole in your pocket, you can go for a Bang & Olufsen stereo. In the back, the new A6 is marginally more spacious than its rivals, with plenty of head and leg room for adults. And while the boot capacity of 530 litres may well be 10 litres less than in the Mercedes, it's 10 litres more than in the BMW. Finally, we need to talk about running costs, and by using lots of aluminium in the car's construction, Audi has made it as light as possible. In fact, the A6's nearest rival is 140 kilograms heavier. And when you combine this with the firm's super efficient 2-litre diesel engine, you've got an executive car that will return almost 60 miles per gallon and emits less than 130 grams per kilometre of carbon dioxide. Another benefit of that light body is agile handling, but don't worry, it's not to the detriment of comfort, because the A6's supple suspension means it deals with bumps much better than the old car did. It's very quiet too, actually. The cabin is well insulated for road and wind noise, and this means that it's a great long distance cruiser. However, it's good in town as well, because all the controls, they're nice and light. There are some downsides though. Priced at just over 30 grand, the front-wheel drive A6 is slightly more expensive than its rear-wheel drive rivals. What's more, the 2-litre diesel is a bit noisy at idle. The steering lacks feel, and while comfy, it's the Mercedes E-Class that's still the most relaxing cruiser. That said, the Merc can't quite match the A6 for driver appeal or economy. The design isn't as well resolved either. In fact, from certain angles, it looks a little bit awkward. The well-built cabin is more statesman-like, but still not as stylish as the Audis. It's slightly better for carrying rear passengers though, because the back seats are more reclined. And that brings us on to the BMW. Now, I'm not going to start claiming that it's cramped here in the back of the 5 Series, because it's not. I mean, look, lots of knee and headroom. It's just that it's not quite as roomy or as comfortable as a Mercedes E-Class. And if you check out this transmission tunnel, well, it's just so large that really it leaves this central seat almost redundant, because, I mean, where the heck do you put your legs? However, in the front, the BMW trumps the Merc and runs the A6 very close, thanks to a luxurious feel that's clearly been influenced by the 7 Series. It's the same story with the exterior design, although the styling is imposing rather than attractive. As you'd imagine, the 5 Series is very good to drive. For starters, it's supremely quiet in here, which is great if you have to do lots of long journeys. It's very comfortable as well. I mean, the previous generation car did feel a little bit hard and bouncy, but this one's a lot smoother. And of course, it goes around corners very, very well. Now, you can get it with some options to actually improve the driving experience further. For instance, this car's got adjustable dampers. So I've got it in comfort mode at the moment, so it's all nice and soft and squidgy. I can firm it up to normal, or if I press it again, I go into sport. Now, you've probably noticed everything's gone a bit more shaky because the ride's a lot firmer. But that does mean that it goes around corners even better than before. But while the BMW is the most fun of the 3 cars to drive, you have to pay extra if you want it to handle as well as it can. And while the 520d matches the entry-level A6 exactly for emissions and economy, plus undercuts it on price by around £700, it doesn't have sat-nav as standard, won't hold its value as well come resale, and isn't available with all-wheel